Hi friends, this video is on motion acceleration. This video is brought to you by COACHINGCARES.in, Designing Future by Smart Education. Under this chapter, we will study about acceleration. Acceleration, what do you know about acceleration? Acceleration is nothing but this is rate of change of velocity. That is called acceleration. So, and this is a vector quantity. Acceleration is having magnitude and at the same time it is having the direction also. So acceleration is represented generally by A. Acceleration is nothing but rate of change of velocity divided by time taken. So this is vector quantity. The direction of acceleration is along the direction of velocity. So acceleration meaning is like to accelerate, to increase. Some increment in this quantity. Now the SI unit of acceleration is meter per second square. Why? Because the SI unit of velocity is meter per second. Then again, this is a time unit is second. So the unit will be meter per second square. So this is all about the acceleration. It is a very important term. Like change in the position is called distance, and change in position is called uh, change in position in distance, change in position. While we talk about the motion, these terms comes into picture. Change in the position, change of the position with respect to the time. Change of the position, it can be distance, it can be displacement also. And change of position per unit time, that is called velocity. And again, the change of velocity per unit time, that is called acceleration. So these terms are correlated to each other while studying the motion of an object under different conditions. So that's very important to understand all these very clearly. Okay, now in the next slide, we'll study the slope of velocity time graph. That is called acceleration again. The acceleration of we can take out from the velocity time graph. The slope of velocity time graph is called acceleration. Rate of change of velocity, that's a vector quantity. We are taking x-axis in this example. We are taking x-axis is the time, and y-axis we are taking the velocity. And suppose this is a straight graph between velocity and time. So the slope of this graph is called acceleration. So we can calculate acceleration by the graph method also. Okay. Now the next slide we are going to study acceleration is zero sometimes of the objects, and acceleration will study by this example when any object in uniform motion. You can see in this example, this car is moving uh, with the velocity, in the time duration of 0.5 hours, it is moving from one city. This car is moving from city A to city B. So just have a look of the motion study. Car is moving zero point 0.5 in 0.5 hours, around 30 kilometers. Again, next point 5 hours, it is moving 30 kilometers, and again, next 5 hours, it is moving 30 kilometers. So you can visualize the speed. Speed of this car. That is the velocity. That is the change of the position per unit time. You can say per unit time is 1 hour. This is 60 kilometer per hour. The total distance is suppose this is 90 kilometers. You can assume. So you can have, the speed of this car. The so this car is moving basically with the uniform motion. Why? Because it is moving. Uniform motion is like it is uh, covering the equal distance, which is 30 kilometers, or you can say which is 60 kilometers, in equal interval of time in 1 hour, or 30 kilometers, first 30 kilometer 0.5 hour, next equal interval of time, which is 0.5 hours. Car is moving equal distance. That is why that car is in uniform motion. So when car starts, that is at rest position. At rest position, velocity of car is equal to zero, and that's why acceleration of this car will be equal to zero at the rest position. When car starts to move, then acceleration comes into picture, speed comes into picture according to the condition. So this is the present case is the motion of the car with the uniform velocity throughout the journey. So that's all about this term acceleration. So acceleration, it can be zero acceleration when the car is moving in the uniform motion or uniform velocity. When velocity is uniform, then acceleration will be zero, because change of velocity is zero, and velocity is uniform means the final, the difference of the velocity is zero, then acceleration will be equal to zero. So this is all about the acceleration. I hope you are able to understand it now very clearly. So thank you for visiting COACHINGCARES.in. Watch free educational videos, get best quality study materials, study from the best tutors and mentors. Thank you once again.